Hi guys, welcome back to another great review today. Today I got something I've been dying to show you, the new VaporShark RDNA with the DNA 30 chip. This thing is just freaking awesome. Rip Trippers got a review up to the original. This is the brand new version with the 18650 battery inside of it. That's a game changer for me. The LiPo battery, that besides having worse battery life than what's in here now, it just seemed like a pain if you ever wanted to change it out. You had to contact them, buy your own LiPo battery replacement for like $20 to $30. I can't remember what it is. This new version is obviously a DNA 30 device. It's going to be 30 watts. It has the infamous 30 watt chip from a company that makes them, and they pretty much have already started cloning the DNA 30 with a Chinese chip. The Chinese version just does not work as good. It's almost there. It's about 80% there from what I've gathered, but it's just not quite there. This has become my go-to device for daily vaping. And for good reason. It's not the best for cloud chasing, obviously, because it's only 30 watts, but it's pretty much right there where it needs to be, just shy of perfection for cloud chasing. But for somebody like me, who's just really about daily vaping and more about flavor, the DNA VaporShark is what you want. This thing retails for $200. I got it for $199.99 from my buddy's shop, Vape Parkway here in Atlanta. You know, I was kind of on the fence whether I wanted to wait for the IPv2 or just go ahead and get this. Once I felt it, once I used his, I knew I had to have one. It's obviously almost double the price of the IPv2, which actually has 20 more watts. But you know what? I've decided I don't really need more than 30 watts. And most people won't, unless they're just trying to cloud chase or just trying to be as extreme as they possibly can. 30 watts will be enough. In a few minutes we'll dive down, take a look at the internals. This is the box it came in, pretty standard, nothing fancy about it, just a plastic case. The magic is the box itself. This thing is solid, you can shake it, no loose noises, the buttons are nice and clicky. Plus and minus buttons for voltage and voltage and wattage up and down. The screen is incredibly nice. When you fire it, it gives you your battery life, your ohms, and your wattage. So everything is right here, laid out plain and simple. The screen is on the bottom. For some people that might be a problem. I'm not sure if it is for me yet. I've only had it 3 days and I've already got a couple of minute scratches on it. Nothing bad, nothing terrible, but something I figured I'd mention. They do have a slightly protruding lip, as you can see here, just barely even noticeable in the video. But it's supposed to be just deep enough to where you can lay it down and it not scratch the screen. Well, I don't know what scratched it. Maybe it was something up when I loaned it to somebody and let them borrow it for a few minutes, letting them try it. I'm not sure, but the scratches are there. The case, it's made of zinc, I believe. It is solid. It feels like if you dropped it down some steps, it would still work for you. Obviously, I won't. Really, the build quality on this thing is fantastic. It's got one screw to remove, and you can slide this up and put in a new 18650 if you want a fresh battery, or you can just simply use the USB port here and charge it. I prefer this thing over almost all my mechanical mods, including my V3 Flip with Plume Veil on it. This is nice, but the Veritas and the VaporShark is just better in my opinion, at least for flavor and casual vaping. I'm not sitting there trying to blow clouds while I'm in traffic or up at work or at home watching a movie on the couch with a girlfriend. So for me, this is perfect. 30 watts is enough. Maybe if it was a DNA 35 out there, I might go for that. But right now, the DNA 30s, they're the shit. That's where all the shit is. That's where people are going. The DNA 30s, they're already cloned, like I said before, and they're cloned for a reason, because they're great devices. We'll get into the cons now. they're all subjective. There really are no cons to this device. Some people could say the price at $200, that's somewhat of a con. But really, like with all things in life, you get what you pay for. You know, it is a great device. It feels solid. It looks solid. One of the things I've noticed is after having it, and I'll try and show you, the USB port. Now, I am very careful with my stuff. I'm not rough on it. I try and baby it, but it's already showing some signs of degrading the shape from plugging it in. I don't use anything but the provided cord they gave me, and yet it's still starting to look a little bent, which I'm not sure why. I don't know if you'd call that a con, because even if this does break, you can always just use a charger, swap out a new 18650 battery for it. I'm sorry, 18650 battery, and it will be just fine. But for me, really the only the slight scratches on the lip, I wish the lip would be just a hair longer, so it would actually protect the screen a little better. And then this right here, I don't know if it's just my unit or if it was just slightly skewed right there, but you can see in person a noticeable little difference in the way it sits. Still functions fine, functions great, hits great, hits like a champ. And I love it. The flavor it produces, it just goes really well with this Veritas. I got a review on the Veritas. I'll put that down in the link below if you guys are interested in it. But this is just a snazzy machine. I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'9", so, you know, this fits my hand perfect. Another con I might say that's subjective as well is it's kind of slick. It's very slick, actually. You get some juice hands going on, and whoop! That thing is going to fly like crazy. They sell a Vapor Shark skin, which is basically a protective covering, which will give it a little bit better grip and protect it from scratches and possibly dropping it. I will definitely be ordering one of those. The top, you know, not much to show on the top. I'll unscrew my Addy and show you what it looks like down there. It's got a great connection pin right there. As you can see, got a little juice on it, but everything I have tried sits flush on it. It fires at 0.5 ohms and higher, so if you have a super sub-ohm build, it will not work on this device, obviously. Hasn't been a problem for me yet. I really think this device shines, especially with my Veritas Addy in the 0.7 to 1 ohm range. Any higher than that, and I feel like I'm losing a little something. I've got a G-Plat build in here, so that may affect my decision a little bit. But overall, I'm very happy with this device, even though there are a couple subjective cons, like the screen lip not being deep enough, and the slickness, and the overall cost, and the possible USB faux pas that they sent me right here. It has been a perfect device. It is my daily go-to device in a room full of high-quality devices to choose from. Everyone who sees this think it looks just fantastic. They think it's a really nice device. They think it feels good. Really haven't heard anyone pick this thing up and say anything bad about it, other than the price is a little high. The IPv2 is coming out at about $110, $120, even a few places selling it for less. But for me, I'm fine paying $200 for a device like this because it'll last forever. You can literally use this as long as you don't break it. Just keep changing out the batteries if your batteries go dead, and this thing should last a long time. It's an American company. You should be able to send this off and possibly have it repaired or warranty work on it. Hopefully that'll never happen, but it is a great device. One of my favorite features, the clickiness of the button. Speaking of which, 5 clicks on and it locks it. 5 clicks off and it's unlocked, and you're back ready to rock. And it just provides a vape quality that I haven't really owned in a regulated device yet. It is just worlds ahead of everything I've ever owned. I mean, even if you're running it in the same wattage as like some of my other devices, like the SVD or the Vamo V5 and a few others, it just seems to work better. 15 watts on this versus 15 watts on that just isn't the same. These are 15 true watts. Kind of like when you get a Sony stereo and it says it's 100 watts versus an Emerson stereo that's 200 watts, yet the 100 watt Sony is louder. Well, this is kind of the same deal to me, at least. The only DNA 30-like device I have ever owned was a Fastech Hanamods clone. It didn't last very long. It fried after only a couple hours of use. I have used this for maybe 25 hours of constant vape time, not in a row obviously, but about 25 hours of vaping it, and so far I have been completely impressed with this. I'm going to take a vape, and then we're going to dive down, and we're going to take a look at the internals. Alright guys, we're back. Here's a look at the internals. I will say this about it, and this is somewhat of a con I have discovered. Getting this plate off is just simply one screw. It's actually quite tricky. It took me 2 or 3 minutes to do it. This is the second time I've opened it up. To be honest with you, the inside is pretty dirty looking. I don't know if you can see that there. You can see it on my hands. I'm not sure what the hell is going on here. The battery they put in here that it came with actually has some bumps on the battery cover. Another thing that kind of concerns me, and you can see it floating around possibly right here, is the little tiny plastic sleeve piece that comes right here. You can see it maybe in my hand. It's a clear piece of plastic. It looks like it's supposed to protect the screw hole somewhat. Not a big deal, but thought I would mention it. So when you come in here and you're trying to get the battery out and switch it on the fly, it's something to definitely consider. It is snug in there. There's something really dirty inside of this. Looks great when I'm actually inside. As you can see, pretty clean. You can actually pull off these pieces with some special tools, some Hexohm tools. I'm not really going to open it right now. It's pretty clean, pretty neat inside of there, but I just wanted to show you the connection ports, and you know, it really is a clean looking device on the inside. The only thing that concerns me are the bumps that the battery came with right here. I'm not sure if that's from use. I wouldn't think so. Must just be a flaw in it. It came with a fully charged VTC 4, which I do appreciate that. Most of the time when you buy Sony batteries, they're dead as fuck. This one was not. As you can see inside, it's clearly labeled 18650. It looks as though, yeah, there's definitely a plus and a minus side. You definitely don't want to confuse those two. You probably will fry your device if you do. Other than that, nothing real sticks out at me as quality problems or issues. It was just a little dirty. As you can see, it's now stuck on my fingers. It may just be the coating of the zinc from this panel here. In fact, that's definitely what it is. It looks like they did a cleaner job on the outside than the inside, but that's all not really important. But like I said, it's going to take you a few seconds to get it open. Alright, we're going to dive back to the face view. God damn, that's good. Shit! I don't even want to film this fucking thing anymore. Let's just be done with it and let me go back to vaping in peace. Just fucking with you. VaporShark DNA 30, quick rundown. High quality box. High quality price, $200. Don't mind paying it though. My favorite device out of all my devices for this type of function. Like it better than all my mechanical mods. Like it better than all my other regulated devices. Like I said before, the only other DNA 30-like device was a Fastech DNA 30 clone that I had that fried out. So I might not be the best point of reference as to what the best is, but I'll tell you this, I know crap when I see it, and this is not crap. This is high quality. and it is just fucking awesome. I can't stop cussing when I vape this, and that's because it's fucking awesome. You guys should check it out. You should get one. Like I said before, I got mine here in Atlanta at Vape Parkway. I'll put a link down below. They're $200, $199.99 to be exact. I would have probably paid $220 for this thing. RDNA Vapor Shark. Check it out, guys. Links are down below. Questions or comments, hit me up. If you guys want to learn more about vaping on a more in-depth level, you should check out my Facebook group I started. It's called Flavor Junkies. We've got hundreds of members, and we're very active, so check us out. We always got giveaways. We've always got new stuff coming out. I actually have a juice line that just debuted, and it's called Vapelander Juices. Not going to plug it here, but just know, DNA 30, if you're looking for something new, something compact, something high quality with clicky buttons, nice screen, nice function, you may want to check out this the RDNA Vapor Shark DNA 30. Thanks guys for watching. Love you all. I was just bullshitting.